Hey everyone, this is Sanjay here, the program manager of GSoC, and this is our last event from the GSoC. As you know that, so this would be our last event on this GSoC platform, and yeah, we are really happy that Yogesh is over here to give you some guidance on career and how to career development and everything. So by saying that, if you still have time for the contribution to the GSOC, still accept the contribution till 7 p.m. today, and we have the live session with the CEO Anuba and Mohit. So they will be giving you insight and what's next for the GSOC, and they will be announcing the winners. And for the today's session, I'm inviting Yogesh for this particular session. So he is working as a SDE in Amazon. So he has a lot of expertise in full stack development. So he will be sharing his expertise in terms of contribution and how as a developer or as a contributor you can step ahead in your career with this expertise. So by saying that, I'm handing over to Yogesh. Yogesh, you can take it over right now. Thank you.
Yes, sure. So thanks, Sanjay, for starting the session with a good introduction.
Looks like there is some network issue. I hope the Yogesh will be back soon. So meanwhile, he's facing some power cut issue over there. So meanwhile, I can take it over and show you how exactly we are planning for tonight. So we'll be hosting a session at 7 p.m. today, and in that session, we will be announcing the winners. And you might see that there might be some point decreasing right now. So this has happened because I'm doing the review right now. So I have to make sure that all the top 50 people who is announcing as winners uh, did a fair contribution. And if it's not a fair contribution as a program manager, so it's my responsibility to take few of your points. But again, we will be mentioning that points deduction over here, so all can make sure that okay, we do have a fair uh, contribution happened on GSOC 2024. And if you find any of the contributor did a spam contribution, feel free to mention it over here. You can see a lot of people has been mentioned, and it's a big thread over here. So until Yogesh is back, so I'll be sharing my screen and I'll be sharing um, what exactly we are planning for you. And if you are haven't done the postman contribution so far, it's your last chance to get your 500 points in the leaderboard. So make sure that you get that points over there. And as you can see, when you go to the GSOC website, you can see the instruction link over here. Just follow the link if you haven't taken the certification yet. So within 25 minutes, that's the maximum I can see for taking the certification. So within 25 minutes, you will be getting the certification and you will be getting 500 points on your leaderboard as well. So seems like the leaderboard is updating right now. So feel free to come back and explore your updated, leaderboard. All right. So if you have any particular questions regarding what exactly we are planning or something like that, I can take some questions in the comment box right now until Yogesh is back. So what we plan is something like you can see all the reviews happening over here. So if you go to our GitHub discussion page over here, so we will be, oh, sorry. If you go over here, you can see check out the points reduction. So the points reduction is only I'm looking at the guidelines which we have created. So if they are not following, for example, we have 150 points limitation on these kind of repos. So if you are not following that, and there is like a limitation for the thing. All right, I can see the Yogesh is back, so I'll be removing and adding him to the stage. All right, awesome. Yogesh is back. So yeah,
I think there was some network issue, so no
it's all
issues.
right. All right.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. My name is Yogesh, and right now I'm working as an SD1 at Amazon. So I'm working here from last 2 years. So I was like 2022 grad pass out, and earlier I have also worked with ZeoTap as an intern. Also earlier I have worked with the other coding platforms like an academy and Code Chef as the tutor. Also, I have my YouTube channel as well. The name is Code Library, where you can check all the contents related to the DSA, some guidance related informations are there, also some interview related stuffs, and yeah, if you like blogs as well, then those are also there. So you can go and check that as well. Maybe I can just a second. Yeah, I will share the link as well in the chat. So no problem. So yeah, I think today's session is mostly I was like most of the messages I was getting in the LinkedIn, like there were lots of contents. They were asking like how to do that, how to do that. Like most of them have many doubts. So I was not able to tell everyone because it takes time as well, right? And I also have very limited time since I'm working as well, so it was very difficult to manage both of things. So I thought that I think the GSOC will be a good platform to discuss those things with everyone, and maybe we can start today. So I think the a Google sheet was shared with the students, right? And I also shared that in the LinkedIn as well. So there are some couple of questions with which we can start discussing the problems, right? Whatever questions were asked. So maybe I can start with the first question. So before that, let me join the chat section. Give me a second. So this is the channel link which I have shared in the comment. Maybe you can go and check it out for the DSA contents and whatever you want to learn, right? So yeah, let's start. So the questions which so I think I was expecting. Let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Maybe we can see some more joinees over here, and then we can start. Till then, I think the people who have joined, right, they can at least share their what they are doing and from where they are, so that we can just check the vibe check, right? So yeah, maybe we can wait for 1 or 2 minutes, and after that we can start. So Riti, big fan, sir. Thanks, bro. Vinayak, hello, hi Vinayak. Okay, in the interest of time, I think maybe we can start with the questions, and after that, I can pick some questions from the chat section. If you have, then we can start. So, the first question was asked from the Ishita, I am more experienced in JavaScript only, and only what should be my next path, right? So she's asking like she already have the experience with the JavaScript, but she want to learn some other stuffs as well. So I'm expecting she's a college student right now, like that is not mentioned over here. So if you have the knowledge of JavaScript, right, so maybe we can you can create some projects on that, because when you will sit for the placements, right, the two things are the most important things. First is definitely DSA is very much important, which you have to cover it out, right? And the second thing is the projects, you have to cover it. So as you have completed JavaScript, maybe you can start working on the projects related to JavaScript. If it was like I have seen a lot of resumes, so I have seen many of them have similar type of projects, which will be something like very repetitive way. And if recruiter says tracking all the resume, so maybe it can happen you will not stand out of the crowd. So to eliminate those scenarios, maybe you can work on the projects which are little bit unique, or it can be little bit different from the existing projects, or some projects which are already there in YouTube, right? So I'm not sure whether that will help, because like everyone is making that. If you want to learn, then I think that will be a good step to start with. But yeah, if you want to show the projects in the resume, I think it will be better if you are creating something little bit. If you're not able to think out of the box, maybe you can have some projects which are little bit different, like some extra new things which are different from others, so that you can stand out from the crowd. I think that will help. I think accordingly you can go on. Okay, so maybe I can move forward with the next people. Like internship already, pro internship already at the end of the second year, can't complete even for an internship. Where to look, how to look, how to get some advantage other over other people's, how to make HR be like, yeah, we should hire you, whom to cold him and how to. Okay, so you have a lot of questions. The question is from a student itself, and he is from a second year student. So he's mentioning like he's not able to compete in the internships, so how he can look. And so I think there are a couple of platforms, right? So LinkedIn is the one of the best platform which you can go through, right? Like there you have already have a job section where you can just apply. So the first thing is there, like referral is very much important. Like without referral, it is little bit difficult to like get the response from the HR and for any like job hiring which is going on. So that will be little bit difficult, but if you are able to get a referral, that will be a very much plus point. And the two to three things matter over here. The first thing is the referral, which will give you an upper hand. Second thing is like your resume should be a very good manner. Like there are two things. First is like if a lot of people are applying, right? So there are ATS scanner which scans the resumes and it filter out the resume which looks good to them. So maybe you can make your resume like ATS friendly. And the third thing is like you can make your LinkedIn profile good profile, right? That is, add whatever projects you have done, like whatever good things, what are the achievements you have done, you can add those things in your resume, in your LinkedIn profile. Why I'm saying is that how that will help, because when you are reaching out to any people, right, for the referral, the first thing they will check is the like whatever skills you have, right, whatever achievements you have achieved till now. So they will go through your profile, they will track everything, like right now where you are working, what projects you have made, they will check everything. And if they see like, yeah, you are right candidate, and they feels like you are a good fit for that company where you will be applying, they will be simply like give you the referral. I think that is the right thing. Second thing is the person was asking like how to make HR be like we should hire you. And so this is a very good like tricky question, because for that thing I think you have to show your skills. Because it will not like HR will directly come to you and it will be like, okay, okay, आ जाओ तुम्हें hire कर लेते हैं, ऐसा नहीं होगा, right? Simply they will tell like you have to go through the interviews. If you're given interviews top notch, then definitely HR will come to you and they will tell, okay, let's join, man. So these are the things. And for the cold emails, I think there are a lot of templates I have seen in the LinkedIn, also in the YouTube channels. Like the other YouTubers have also provided those things. So maybe someday I can also like share a template in the LinkedIn, or maybe like lot of templates I've seen in the LinkedIn itself. Many people have shared. So maybe I can share one of them, and that you can follow for the cold emails. I'm not any different from there. But one more thing, like two things you can do like for the cold email. The first thing is like you can directly reach out to the HRs directly. You can share the mail to them, like not only mail, that is the LinkedIn messages, that will also have. But like a lot of people are there who are sharing the messages, right? So second thing which you can do is that like try to get the emails of the recruiters. So maybe your friends are working in some XYZ company, so they directly you can ask them to like share the company's email, like HR's emails, right? Directly you can reach out to the HR directly, you can write the cold email to them. Or like if like somehow you have to do the jugaad, right? You have to get all the emails which are there. So अगर वो तुम्हें मिल जाएगा, तो I think that will be a very plus point, and you can directly reach out to them with that. And I think वो थोड़ा easy process हो जाता है, because you are going through a separate loop. Everyone is going through a first phase, you are going through a second round. So I think that will give a plus point. So that process maybe you can use that. Okay, maybe like in the chat session I can see some other people have also joined, like Lokesh. Hello sir. Hi Lokesh. Then we have Vinayak. Okay sir. So maybe the two of the question I can pick from the chat section, as other peoples are still joining. So let me complete some questions from the sheet which was already shared with the everyone, right? And then maybe we can start with the questions from the chat section. So Himanshu, hi, big fan. So hi Himanshu, how are you? Maybe you're doing good. Hi Riti, big fan, sir. Maybe you're also doing good. Flipkart Great like event is good. Yeah, I think you can check that event as well. Like when I was in college, I think I also applied for that. That is Flipkart Great event. I think I applied for that as well. But yeah, I think there two both things are matter. Like in initial rounds, I think it ask for the DSA round. DSA questions are asked in the initial rounds, and I think in the end round, I think they ask for the projects. So like I think like initial 1 2 rounds which were related to DSI, I was able to crack that, and I think I was right now I was in the third year, right? So I'm not sure, but when they were selecting for the project based round, I think there I was where I got filtered out. Like the matlab the criteria there, and I was not too good at that time. But yeah, maybe if you have a good projects, like if you have good development skill, maybe you can apply for that as well. Okay, I think maybe I can check with the next question. So, my name is hello, sir. My name is Vinayak. I think Vinayak Sharma, right? Who is writing the chat? Maybe you are the person only. So I am. I'm assuming you are the only who has given that question. So I am pursuing BTech in Computer Science and Engineering from Tier 3 college. My question is related to the software engineering internship and job. So yeah, please answer the question from the tier. Well, we don't have good placement stats, so for applying off campus to internship or job in software engineering field, or is there any guidance or mistake to avoid while preparing or applying for the good companies? Hope you understand my question. So I think the question which you have shared, right? I think this exactly matches with my experience as well, because I am also from a college where like the placement was not to the top notch. Like most of the companies which comes to my college was giving max to max 9 to 10 LPA package. It was not more than that itself. So it is very difficult. Like it's not too difficult, but yeah, it will be really challenging for the peoples who are from that phase to crack some good like to stand out in front of other people, because what happens in the good colleges, like the most of the companies already reach out, right? So it's easier, like companies already reaching out to you, but in this phase you have to reach out to the companies. So that is the main difference. So the first, like there are some pointers which I can highlight for you when I in this case. The first thing is like, as you already know, right, the projects, and like first thing is the data structure algorithm is the most important thing which you should look on, right? So that is a one of the important thing which you have to, like you have to be a good on that. Either you should not be in moderate phase, either you should be in top notch, or don't do it, right? Because there are two things, like either you can apply for the startups or you can apply for the product based companies. But yeah, so if you're applying for the product based companies, try to do like something like DSA, you are top notch, right? So if that is done, I think there is no company which you can reject you, right? I've seen one of my senior was there in my college, right? So he cracked Google from the college itself. He was also a very good coder, and he applied, I think, in 2 3 companies, and I think all the companies he cracked, and so he chose Google. But yeah, I think if you are good in that, I think it will not make any difference between you and the other people who are in good colleges. And apart from that, I think from the project side, like as I mentioned earlier, like it doesn't matter you are doing making projects in iOS development or web development or AI ML, but yeah, whatever tech stack you have chosen, try to be good on that. Try to make some good projects on that. Like it can be uh, like don't avoid those projects which are already there in YouTube. Like many people just copy paste that and add that in their resume, but I will suggest not take those path, because Like it will be then you are not standing out right from the peoples who are applying for a company. It will doesn't make sense. So it's better like you're making some different project. Maybe you can pick some existing projects which are already there in the online platform. You can tweak some features and you can highlight that in your resume. So okay, like I have prepared this project, these are the main highlights, these are something which I have prepared. Maybe you can highlight that, you can highlight in a different way, right? So that will also help. So yeah, I think these two are the most important things for the coding stuffs, as I mentioned, right? So you can follow, like there are a lot of coding platforms, right? So mostly for the interviews you can just follow, like take you forward, you can follow lead code. And for the, like if you're like focusing competitive programming, maybe you can go with the code forces and code chef. Like when I was in college, like I used to also like work on these platforms itself, right? So but yeah, like if you are working something like you should be consistent. Like DSA is something which if you will leave in between, right, you will forget the things. So it's better you should be consistent. Like it's not like you are just today you are solving six problems, tomorrow you are just not solving any problems, for the next 1 week you're not solving any problems, in the next day again you're solving 10 problems. Don't do like that. Be consistent. Solve at least one problem you're solving, please solve that. But like solve every day. I think that will help you a lot. Okay, I think this answers the Vinayak's questions which he has posted in the doc. Next, maybe I can check the next question in the quip. So I think there are a lot of people who have joined in the chat section. Maybe I can check them as well. But yeah, I think let me pick one two questions from the quip. Maybe not quip, sorry, from the Google Doc. Maybe I can pick one two question more, and then after that I can just pick the questions from the chat itself. Who are the people who have shared? So the next question is from Kavya. I think she has asked. I'm currently in second year, second semester of BTech. Second year, second semester. Okay, it means fourth semester. Most probably, not sure. So my skills are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. I'm currently learning additional tech stacks to broaden my expertise alongside my web development skills. So I have also studied machine learning concept and I have interest on that as well. So I contribute to open source, presently working on building new projects. Amazing. I'm eager to ensure an internship to gain practical industrial experience. Awesome. So still now I have not uh, got the question, but let me read again the next part. So could you please guide me how to secure an internship at a reputed company? I would like to know the importance of aptitude test, DSA, core subjects, OSD, PMS. Do these areas hold significant weight, or can strong web development skills and the project skills are sufficient? What is the process? So I think a lot of stuffs are there in these questions. So maybe I can break this complete question, right, to into multiple steps. I think one line is there. So your advice and insights on the best approach to secure my first internship. Okay. So I think three four things are there. I think I can break this question in multiple things. So first, as she mentioned, like want internship at a reputed company. So like I think I will suggest target, like as you're doing for the first internship, right? Like it can happen, right? you will you will not get the very good company, it can happen, but at least start with any company. At least you start with the industry experience. That will give you end-to-end knowledge, like how the things work in the company, like how you are just like starting production codes, right? So it doesn't matter if you're starting with a top-notch company or you're starting with a small startup. It doesn't matter. At least start so that you will just start getting the industrial experience, right? So as she mentioned about aptitude test, so as far as I have seen, like aptitude tests are asked like when I was in college itself, right? So some the companies like TCS, Wipro, Infosys, I have seen that companies which are like not too higher package companies, some moderate package companies, they takes aptitude test, because I have not seen like something like Amazon, Google, they are asking for the aptitude test. They ask mostly the directly the coding rounds are there, and in their online test, and simply in the interviews also, like remaining they will ask the DS the problems in the interviews as well. So I have not seen the aptitude, to be frank, in the very big company who are providing you a bigger packages. But the like moderate package companies, right, like under 10 12 15 as like that, they ask the aptitude. Maybe so it depend upon like what you're focusing on. If your focus is the top notch companies, big packages, simply you can like you can just give a little bit of hold in the aptitude. But yeah, don't do something like ki karna hi nahi hai. At least do little bit, right? But yeah, that will not be your highest priority. That will not be your P0 priority, right? The P0 priority will be definitely DSA, as you mentioned over here. And you have asked about the core subjects, right? So oops, OS, DBMS. To be frank, like I think there are a lot of things on this, right? Oops, DBMS, uh, like uh, operating system. But what I've seen is that mostly people ask like just you will just search the top 30 questions asked in the interview for operating system. Just go through that. Like if you're just focusing the interview, right, just go through that. Like mostly questions will be covered from there itself, like whatever I've seen. Like in fact in my interviews also I have seen like uh, like I have also given interviews on 5 6 companies. So I have seen like everyone asked some similar questions only. Like so like we will see in the YouTube as well. Like there are a lot of series. Yeah, I think for your understanding, it is to be frank, like it will be good if you're going through the complete tutorial, right? Books are also available. You can go through that. But if you're just focusing on interview, you have some few minutes left, right? Like not few minutes, sorry, few days are left for your interview and you want to complete your preparation, just you can just check top 30 top 50 questions in YouTube or in the Google. Simply you can get those questions, you can maybe go through that. Maybe that are the questions mostly are asked. But still, like if you're still in the college and right now the interviews are not too near, maybe you can just go through the complete tutorials. I think that will help you in your long run as well. And maybe I can if you wanted to learn DBMS, maybe you can check the tutorials. Like Riti has also created some good stuffs in the DBMS. I was just going through that recently. Maybe you can check her channel as well. So that will also help for DBMS if you're looking into that. So I think these things I have already explained. So if you are a very good in the web development, so she has also asked like how the web development stuffs handles over here. So it's not only web development. In the development part, if you are too strong, right, so for that you can basically you can like reach out to the startups as well. I think that will, because DSA is not too much asked in the startups. There can be some exception startups who ask DSA, but most of the startups mostly focuses on the development. So if you have good development skills, maybe you can check that like startup as well. I think that will be a good one for you. Okay, maybe I can pick some. I think there are a lot of questions in the chat sections. I have missed those things. Maybe I can check that as well. Okay, so let's take the question. Hi, how do you proceed with a career in ML? I'm currently in BTech third year and have some projects, but how to stand out? So yeah, like if you will see from my experience, I think I was in my college also, like when I was in first year itself, right? First or in the second year, I was also like looking into the ML stuff. I wanted to start. I was confused between the web development and the ML. So I thought like maybe I can like I saw ML was some crazy stuff going on in and around. So I thought I can maybe we can start with the ML. So I picked the course of Andrew Ng. If you remember, he's a very like famous person. His courses are there in the Udemy most probably or Coursera. I forgot that, but yeah, mostly in Udemy or Coursera it was there in one of the two platforms. So I took the course for the Andrew Ng. I think if you want to learn the in-depth knowledge, like how exactly the algorithm works, if you want the knowledge for the algorithm itself, so I think Andrange is a very good instructor for like ML. Like I have learned from there. Like though like in the past 3 4 years I have not applied it, so I have forgot everything. But when I was in second year, I was just looking. I just followed his video, like his like the process of explaining us was very amazing. Like the algorithms, if you want to know the algorithms, I think that will be a top notch. But if you want to just check how to use it, right, you're not focusing more on the algorithm but on the implementation side, how you can just use that algorithm. Maybe I think for that I think there will be some other stuffs, maybe like because I was more on the algorithm side. I have not explored that one, like how to use them most probably. But yeah, like so I will not comment on that. But if you are just focusing on algorithms, how they works and all, maybe you can check the entry ng course. I will recommend that. And as you mentioned, you're currently in third year BTech, right? You have some projects. So I think I've already mentioned the projects which you're making. Don't take those projects which are already there in the online platforms, and don't take those projects which lots of people are making that and adding that in their resume. I think it will not help too much, because you will not be able to stand out, right? So yeah, so this question completely depends upon you, like whatever projects you're adding. Maybe like you can add a little bit of different stuffs in your project, like some extra feature, some different feature. If you're not making your complete project unique, maybe you can add some extra features which are very different, and that you can add it, so that you can highlight in your project section that this projects are prepared, this projects I have prepared, these are some unique features which I have added, which is not there in the others projects. Something like that you can add. You can add the impact. I think impact is also very much important, because whatever I have seen is that if someone is going through the resume, right, in my company also, when I was checking with the other people's, and I was discussing with them as well, like what are the things they look on in their resume, right? Because I have also taken couple of interviews at Amazon, right? Like few months back, 3 4 months back, I have taken around 10 to 15 interviews of the people. So just I was having some discussion with my seniors and other peoples in my team, like what exactly things they look upon in the resume and all. So they also mentioned like mostly the people look are for the impact as well, right? I think impact is very much important. The projects which you're adding, because why I'm saying is that, because you will say like this I have developed, this I have developed, this is different, but what exact impact that is creating in the community, that maybe you can, if you are adding like you are making your application uh, you're improving some existing application by X percentage, something like that, right? तो वैसे तुम लोग कुछ कर सकते हो. So I think that will very helpful if you can add the impact. How a BCA student can stand out. I think the process is exactly same whatever I mentioned over here, right? The because but only the one thing is different. Like whenever you're applying, right? So in some companies they specify the uh, like qualifications, like they want BTech student, they want BCA students. Like if they are mentioning, right, like not, like no qualification is mentioned, like you can be from any background, then it's good. If it is mentioning only BCA students, only BTech student, then it will depend. But from the preparations side, I think everything is same whatever I mentioned exactly. Like you are not a different people, right? You are also a student similar to the other BTech students as well, right? But the only thing is like when some companies are like introducing any opening, then they mention the qualification criteria, only there is a difference. But from the preparation side, it is exactly same, no much difference. Okay, I think maybe I can take the other questions. Did you done any internship during your college days? So yes, like when I was in my college, like when I was in fourth year, I was doing internship in Zeotap. But before that, like when you will, like when I was in third year, I took one small internship that I got from the LinkedIn itself. Like I just applied from the LinkedIn portal, like job portals which we have over there, right? Just I just applied randomly in every companies, and I got an offer from one company. So I think that was a 2 months internship that I did, but that was a very small company which I did. Apart from that, the major internship was my at Zeotab itself. That was a 6 month internship, which was extended by 3 months because I started that earlier. Also in my college, like I did a lot of stuffs in fourth year. Like apart from internship, parallelly I was teaching in the an academy and coach chef as well. So that was the other things which I was working on. So my fourth year, like complete schedule was very hectic from the morning till night. Like I was really busy complete day, studying, taking sessions, doing internships, teaching the other people. So it was really hectic. I will not forget my fourth year. It was completely packed, and also parallelly preparing for my like interviews as well. What is your point on giving gate to go in the top IITs? Like I have not given the gate exam, right? So maybe I cannot comment a good on this. But yeah, if you want to go on IITs if you want, if and like one thing I have learned, like I have heard from the other peoples as well, that is who are in my like companies, and my teachers as well have told, like if you're going in the like taking the gate exam, right, but the initial salary package are different for the BTech and MTech students. Like I have seen, like in my Zeodab itself, one of my colleague was there, like he was also doing the internship. He mentioned like he got the Google offer, and he was the MTech student, right? So he got some X package, X LPA package, and BTech student used to get little bit less. But yeah, there will be some difference for that. But I don't think in the long run like that will matter, because every companies have a like lower cap and upper cap. So it can happen that lower cap is, for example, 15 LPA, and upper cap is 20 LPA. The BTech student will get initially 15 LPA, but MTech student will get 20 LPA. But since for SD1 this is between 15 and 20, it can happen that in the next years you will not get the hike MTech students, because you're already in the higher band, right? They cannot provide you more than that, because that is the higher band. But if, for example, you're getting hired at 18 LPA, you can get the increment till 20. So in the long run, I don't think it matters. But yeah, if you are too focused on giving gate, maybe you can go with that. Have you done any internship during colleges, and how does it help you in placements? So good question. I think, yeah, as I mentioned, I have done the internship in my college. And how does it helps in the placement? So there are two three things over here as well. So first thing is like you will be familiar like how to write a production level code, that you will be familiar, like how to write the clean code, that you will be familiar, how to like how the industry works. I think for that you will be familiar. So these two things are there which you will be very familiar. And like whenever you are getting any interviews, right, some companies ask some like scenario based question as well. So they will ask like for example, you're working in a project, and you have showed bias for action on that. Now can you tell me about a scenario where you have showed bias for action and you have completed this project, and you have not showed insist on higher standards? Means like some project was there, and you didn't show insist on higher standards. It means like you not followed the best practices, but since the deadline was very near, so you showed bias for action and you completed the project as fast as possible. So give me a scenario, like they can ask something the question something like that. So like if you already have industry experience, I think that will help over there to answer these questions. This is the first thing. And the second thing is the production ready code. I think you will be very familiar with that. So whenever you're giving interviews, they will expect you to write a production level code, production ready code in your interviews. So you, as you will be familiar with that, so you can simply write those question, like you can just give that interviews and write the codes in that format as well, as the like companies are expecting you. They're not expecting to take very well as I, J, K, L, M, N like that, right? Just writing complete code in a single function. You're not breaking the complete code in a multiple functions classes. That is also expected in the interviews. But if you've already given taken an internship, you will be familiar with those things, and it will be easier for you as well to write the codes in the interview. Okay, just a second. Okay, I think I'm online back. There was some network issues, but yeah, Bangalore में तो ऐसा होते रहता है, तो it's common over here. Yeah, I think maybe I can pick the next one. That is maybe I can pick some other questions. So the by the only question is, as you shared, learning DSC can help you secure a job. So is it enough? because people generally stuck in exploring their interest and left with other much time. So yeah, to be honest, I think right now, as the interviews happens, right, though most of the people, like most of the companies expect you to be good in DSA. That is the first thing. Second thing is like, you have to take some time, right? You have to take some time for your interest as well. That is, as I mentioned over here, like in my second year I was exploring ML, right? Because I saw like it looked interesting to me, so I explored that. In my, I think in the third year I shifted to web development, because that was like little bit, it was giving me some confidence. Like I was wanted to explore that as well, so I explored that as well. So because see, like when you will join the company, right, so it doesn't matter like whatever which tech stack you will be working on, right? you will you will get a lot of tech stacks to work on in the company. So as you mentioned, like people will stuck in exploring their interest, right? So you have, definitely you should not you should not leave those things, like you should not only do DSA, you should do that as well, because only doing DSA will also, like it will be like अरे यार एक ही चीज डेली कर रहे हैं मजा नहीं आ रहा है, like it will be something like that. So I think you should not pause those things, like whichever you are interested. Maybe it can be some like games as well, right? For example, you are playing badminton, you're playing cricket. So it's not like भाई सब कुछ छोड़ के बस DSA करना है, ऐसा नहीं है. Whatever you're interested, you should do that as well parallelly, because that will keep your mind fresh, right? And from the development side as well, like if you are too focused on development, if you have too much interest on that, maybe you can parallelly you should do that as well. Like but the two things comes over here. If your focus is completely DSA, then product based company is the first thing which you can target. But if you are targeting startups itself from the day one, then maybe you can take a light things over there, and you can mostly focus on your uh, this one, that is the development part. Sir, I am 22, pass out, and I am late due to some. I am late due to some, but now work on skill cloud computing. Okay, and DevOps, cloud computing, DevOps, good future. Okay, like I didn't got your question. Like I'm just you mentioned you were late and you have started working on these two things. I think AWS is a good thing which you're exploring, because I think in our, like in our company also, like we are also working on some of the AWS services. So I think it is also good stuff to explore, because we'll come to know like how the VPC works, like what are the different AWS services works, how to use them, what are their advantages and disadvantages. Using them as well, I think it's a really good stuff. And I think most of the companies, I think right now are using those things itself, like they're using AWS or they're using Azure, right, for developing their services. So I think that, yeah, as you mentioned, it's a good future. So definitely if you're working on that, for learning those stuff, I think it's definitely will give you a good kickstart. Which Udemy course, Sir ML? It is like you can just search for the Andrew NG course. I didn't remember because I did that in second year, right? So I didn't remember exactly what was the name of the course, but the instructor is Andrew NG. Maybe you can search by his name. Maybe you can get the course link over there. Can you tell me how to ask for a referral on LinkedIn? Okay, so this is also very easy. First thing is like just have a small template, right? Like just mention you want referral and why you want referral. Like mention like this is the role, this is the opening, and I want referral. Why you want referral? Like what are your skills? You can mention those things. Then why you think you are eligible, mention those criterias, and your achievements that you can mention. And then I think you can just ask him like maybe you can check and tell me if the referral is applicable or not. There are two things. First thing is it can happen in some openings like referral is not there itself, you have to just apply. Second thing is referral is applicable, you can just ask them if referral is applicable, can you give me the referral for that, like that you can ask. And second things, don't follow up with the peoples who have lot of followers, because why I'm saying is that same experience I have also faced, because they gets lot of messages. So it can happen that your messages will get skipped, that, to be frank, like it happens from me as well. Like lots of people ping me as well for the referral, but it can happen like, and it also like you cannot refer every people, right? If 50 people are reaching out to you, you will refer 4 5 people only, right? And what will happen to other people's? They will not get referral. So it's good to reach out to the person who has moderate followers, like not too less. If it is very less, it means they're not active in LinkedIn, right? Maybe you can the first thing is what you can track is that pick some people who have moderate followers, right? Just you can ping them, they can refer you, because not many people will reach out to them. If you're reaching out to person who has very less followers, right? But check whether they're active or not. How you can check that? You can just go and check their latest activities, like what they have done. Have they commented on some people's post? Have they liked some people's post? Have they created a new post by themselves? So that will just give you a brief idea, like in how many days that person is active, like in 2 days, 3 days, every day. So that information you will just get. So as you have those information, like his day-to-day activity, those you can track. If that is known, I think accordingly you can just share your referral request to them. So the possibility of getting a response there will be higher, because they are active, right? But you're sending a message to a non-active user, it will take a week or 2 week to get a response, and it can happen that within that couple of days, I think the job link will also expire. That can also happen. And also don't reach out to the people who has lot of followers, because they will get lot of pings, lot of messages, and it will be very difficult for them as well to refer everyone. And it can happen that your message will get skipped. So it's best to follow as I mentioned. So that is the first thing. I think that is the second thing itself. That's the first and last. I think follow that. I think, and also don't write a very big messages as your referral request. Why? Because the other person don't have time to write. Just go through your complete big message. Right? Don't write a complete story and all. Just mention referral required, in which opening, job ID, what are your skills, achievement. That's it. It should be crisp and small, so that it will not take more than 10 seconds to read that message, right? If you are writing a very big message, it's taking 1 minute 2 minutes to just read your message. I don't think anyone will read your complete message. He will just skip that. So don't do that. Okay. How much DSA needs for a front end developer in some of the product based companies? To be frank, I think if you're applying for the product based company, they will not judge you for DSA. But yeah, I think front end is something, the artwork, right? It's exactly, you cannot relate that with the logical part, because DSA is mostly logic part, right? The DSA will help you to build your logic building skills. Front end is something, the artwork, like definitely coding is required for like doing the front end as well. But yeah, mostly the logic building part is there from the DSS stuffs, which will help you for the back end part, that is the back end development. But from the front end development, I think it's a completely different path. We cannot compare DSA and front end development. But yeah, if you're applying for a front end developer, like if you want to be a like front end developer and you're applying to a product based company, so they will definitely ask DSA. And it's not like you will always get a front end wala part a role. Like it will depend upon the availability. Like in my company as well, like whenever someone is hired, he's hired as an SD. But again, he's get mapped to either front end or back end according to the availability, like whatever projects are there. In Zeotab also, I think there are front end works and back end works as well, where I worked as an internship there also. They will hire just on the basis of DSA and the projects itself, definitely. Like, but yeah, they will not go too in depth over there, like in the projects part, because right? I think if someone is focusing more on DSA, then they will, like their focus on project paths will be moderate. But yeah, I think this is the main thing. If you're applying to the startup, they will completely focus on the projects part. Okay. Okay, how much knowledge of DP is needed for a top tech company? So I think you already know, right? I think right now craze is to a next level. Everyone is just like focusing on data, dynamic programming and the trees problems, right? Graph trees, dynamic programming. Why I'm saying is that these things, because as you mentioned, how much knowledge is required for DP. So DP is something like I think you should be good on, right? To be frank, because everyone knows arrays. Everyone knows strings, everyone knows search, what are searching algorithms, sorting algorithms, everyone knows that, because those are not too difficult, right? Those are, yeah, I think that is something which everyone can do. DP, graphs, these trees, these are some topics which are there to differentiate two people, right? Because these are little bit difficult to absorb, right? So that will show a differentiating factor between two peoples. So definitely DP is very much important for top tech companies, because that is expected from the students. Because like why I will say is that when I was taking the interview, right, for a student, so I thought to take I took two problems, one from the stack and one from the DP. I asked that stack problem, he like solved that problem like within few minutes. Like he was very like fully prepared with that problem, and he was able to solve that problem. So I know like those stack queues, like string arrays, those questions, like anyone will be able to solve if you are a very good coder, right? So you will not be able to differentiate two peoples. So if I have given same question to two peoples, if both of them have solved, I would not have able to differentiate it both of them, right? Because both of them have solved, right? And I have only one seat, I have to take one people, one student. And how I will take? I don't have any criteria, right? Filtering criteria. But if you will ask a DP problem, it can happen the first person is solving in some different way, second person might not be able to solve that problem, or he's solving in a different way. I'll check the logical process, how they're solving that problem, right? So I think that is a very important topic which you should be prepared for your top tech companies, right? I think maybe I can pick some other questions from the sheet, that is the Google sheet which was shared. So uh, okay, I think maybe I can check. So I think one question is how to get placed. Okay, how to get placed. I think whatever things I have shared right now, I think whatever thing I have shared right now, those are the informations which is required to get placed, right? How should I prioritize first development or DSA as a fifth semester student? So if you're a fifth semester student, I think if you are from a good college, maybe from the next semester you will start getting the interviews calls for the internship, right? So maybe the DSA will be the priority for that. But if your companies comes in the fourth year, that is the seventh semester, eighth semester, right? In that case, maybe you can like give equal priority to both of them if you are expecting the interview calls in the fourth year, because as you mentioned you are right now in third year. But if you are expecting interview calls in third year as an internship, if companies are coming to your college, prioritize the DSA, and then maybe parallelly you can like not exactly complete priority you should give to DSA, but you can do I think 70-30% this time to DSA and development in that case. But if company is coming in fourth year, I think then equally you should prioritize both of them, right? With which language we should do backend, and how much DSA matter if we are applying software? So like which language you should do backend? So I think for backend there are a lot of languages. Maybe you can go with JavaScript, maybe you can go with Java as well. Like most of the top tech companies, like which already established, right? For example, Amazon, Google, for example, most of the services are there in Java, right? In fact, when I joined Amazon, right, I saw whichever services are there in in my team, my sister teams, all the services backend is written in Java, right? Because uh, like mostly startups follow this JavaScript world, right? They follow those languages, but it completely depends. But like I personally like Java as a backend, because I have done the backend in Node.js as well. Like when I was in college, I was doing some projects there. But I personally like Java. Java looked little bit familiar because I have done Java in class 9, 10, 11, 12 as well. Also, like it looks modular, it looks cleaner to write. I think it again have some individual pros and cons. But I personally like Java. Maybe you can do as in Java as well. Like if you will be joining any product based companies or any established company, right? For example, Fang. So you will get Java itself. So that will give you an upper edge. But still, you can explore Node.js as well. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. If you are good in one language, you will be able to like pick up in the other language as well. It will not take much time. And from EC background, by the way, I am from AOT 23 batch. So yeah, hi Anil. So that's when I think he's from my college itself. So he is mentioning how to get into French on the EC background. I think the path is exactly same. There is no difference in the path. Whatever I mentioned over here, right? Like those are the things you have to follow. There is nothing difference. I think it will be a little bit difficult for you because you have to manage your like semesters subjects as well. The electrical part which you already have, because that will be the extra thing which you have to work on. But yeah, I think you have to manage. But because I think electrical have some extra subjects as compared to CS, so that also you have to manage. But yeah, path will be exactly same. Why tier 3 college students resumes are not shortlisted in the top companies? So I think the things which I mentioned over here about the resumes, like if you are preparing the resume in that manner which I prepared, right? I think that will definitely, it will help. Like it's not like, yeah, some companies like it matters, like they check the college names, some companies, but most of the companies like they will just check your resume. Like then how my resume got selected, right? I'm also not tier 3 college, and I like I would have also like in my case also like my resume would not have selected, right? But it got selected. So it doesn't like, it's not like tier 3 college students will resume will not get selected. Definitely will get selected if your resume is good, if it is like well prepared, if it is like well structured, have all the data points, you have showed the impact, you have showed the achievements, right? You have mentioned the keywords in bullet in bold, right? So that if a recruiter is looking to your resume for 6 to 7 seconds, she's able to like, okay, yeah, I think I should go through the complete resume, it looks good to me, something like that. Okay, maybe I can pick one, two questions from the chat, I think, which are left. Maybe after that we can close the session. So, how to approach the problem? So, I think, and what is the perspective of you as an interviewer? As I mentioned, I think as I was also taking the interviews of some students, so my expectation was like, if I'm asking some medium level questions, so he should be able to solve the two medium level questions, and if I'm asking a hard level problem, so my expectation will be right, okay, if you're like, because in one hard problem like there can be multiple follow-ups as well. If I'm taking multiple follow-ups, then one hard problem is sufficient. It doesn't matter like one medium, too hard, too medium, doesn't matter. It's completely depend upon your mindset, like how you're able to solve a problem. Because if I'm giving a medium level problem, if you're able to solve within 35 minutes, I think that's enough, because mostly the interviews are of 1 hour, right? So first question, if I will ask for medium, to 35 minutes mein ho jayega. Second question, maybe I can ask not exactly medium, but easy to medium, that you can complete in 25 minutes. Or if I'm asking medium also, maybe I will be just good with the approach, like what approach you are taking. That will be enough, not the coding part on that part. So yeah, mostly the interview will check like how you are thinking, what is your logic building skills, and how you are thinking about a problem. I think that is pretty much important. If you're able to go on, if you're good on that, I think it's enough. So TCS NQT is good to focus while preparing for internship. TCS NQT is good, like you can work on that, but yeah, personally I don't like okay, I will not say about that in here over here. But yeah, if your target is TCS, maybe you can go with NQT. But NQT, I think mostly the aptitude part are there in the NQT. I think that will help you to upskill in the aptitude section. But yeah, but I'm not sure like it's good to focus while preparing for internship, because internship is something which expects different things, right? NQT is specific to TCS, so if you're focusing TCS, then maybe you can work on the NQT part. But I think for an internship, I think the other stuff which I mentioned, TSA and projects, I think that will be enough. What is the last day and timing for submitting a postman student certificate timing? I think maybe I can share that link with everyone over here, right? So this is the challenge link, has failed to go. Okay. um, Okay, I think the girl script founder has already shared that. Not sure, but try to do it before 7 p.m. if you want to get. Okay, okay. So I think uh, girl script already have replied to that. Maybe. Okay, cool. I think the most of the people's questions have already addressed, and yeah, I think the link postman challenge link is also shared in the chat section, and I think we will be picking some people for the swags and goodies if you're completing this challenge. I think so. If you're the lucky one who has completed this challenge, you are eligible for the goodies and the swags. I think that will also be a good one for you, right? So yeah, also again, once again, like whatever stuffs are there, right? Like please, if you're a college student, don't worry, like just focus on your skills. I think that will be pretty much thing. And maybe if you're looking for a DSA contents, you can check out my channel code library, where I have added some good contents, and maybe you can learn some new stuff from there as well. Yeah, that's it, I think. Cool. Maybe we can close the session, and maybe yeah.
All right, and thank you for everyone joining the session and people who are watching this late. Again, all the point which Yogesh shared is really amazing, and I would also adding one more thing to the point, something like along with your technical skills, work on your what you say common skills such as like speaking, your community building skills, or team leading skills. So these soft skills are also very important, and also don't push your resume completely with your technical skills. Add the soft skills as well. So by saying that, I hope this career development section was somewhat useful for you. And yeah, see you at today's 7 p.m. live session. By saying that, I'm ending this live, and thank you, Yogesh, for the awesome advice. All right, see you. Bye.
Okay. Thanks everyone. Bye.